Hi everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and I'm going to be going over today how the steps for solving a linear system of equations. And so before us, we have a linear system of equations. 5x plus y is less than or equal to 4, and 4x minus 3y is greater than 9. So that's a linear system of equations because, first of all, I have a system of equations because I have two equations, or inequalities in this case, and two variables. So to graph them, we have to follow a process. And so you really do want to take these one step at a time. You want to rewrite the inequalities in slope-intercept form. So in the y equals mx plus b form, you want to choose a color and graph the first inequality and shade accordingly, like we did when we did a linear inequality. Choose a different color for the second graph, shade accordingly. And then we're going to be looking for the overlap of these two colors. Now, using two colors is really, really helpful. Otherwise, it can get confusing. So let's try this together. So step one, we're going to look at our two lines and we're going to write them in our inequalities, and we're going to write them in slope-intercept form. So the first one, I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. So that's going to give me y is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 4. Okay, I'm going to graph that line. It's a less than or equal to inequality, which means it's going to be a solid line. All right, so actually let me move this over a little bit. Let me make this a little smaller so you can see my graph. There you go. All right, so I'm going to use purple for this one. I'm going to start, my y-intercept is the 0, 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis. And my slope is negative 5 over 1, so that's my rise and my run. So I'm going to go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right one. And I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the left one. And then I'm going to take my pen, my line, and I'm going to draw a line through them, through those points. Do my best to make them go through those points, just like that. And let me change the color to purple. And there we go. Now it is a line, so I am going to put arrows at the end of it. And now I have to shade. Now remember, there's two ways you can shade that first line. You can read it. If it's in y equals mx plus b form, you read it. You see that y is less than. It is less than. So you look at the y-axis. So less than the line would be below the line. So I'm going to shade below the line. Okay, so that's a linear inequality. You did those yesterday. You felt really good about them, but this is a system. So now I have to do the second one. I'm going to switch to blue for this one. All right, and I have to put it in y equals mx plus b form, so that means I have to solve for y. I have to isolate y. So I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides, giving me, I'm going to write it over here as line 2. Negative 3y is greater than negative 4x plus 9. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. And I'm going to remember not to forget, when I divide an inequality by a negative, I need to flip the sign. So I'm going to flip the sign. So what was greater than is now going to become less than. I have a negative 4 divided by a negative 3, which is going to become a positive 4/3 x. I have a positive 9 divided by a negative 3, which is going to be a negative 3. So my y-intercept is negative 3. So I'm going to plot 1, 2, 3 on the y-axis. My slope is positive, so I'm going to have a rising line. I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3, 1, 2, 3. Plot a point. Another one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully my eyes are helping me there. Okay, so I'm going to draw my line through there as best I can. Remember, it's hard to draw lines if you're not using a straight edge. I'm going to change my color of my line to blue. And then I have to think about the shading. This says y is greater than 4/3 x minus 3. So y is greater than. So, I'm sorry, y is less than. Sorry, y is less than 4/3 x minus 3. So I'm going to be plotting below the line because that is less than. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to be shading below the line. Y is less than. And so because it's a system, what we're looking for is the overlap. So I tend to take a highlighter at that point, and I can see that the overlap is right here. And so that is the area that we would be shading. Now, the only thing I forgot is that this one was y's less than. So my line, instead of being a solid line, hopefully you caught me on that, it should be what? Hopefully you're saying it should be a dotted line. So it should be a dotted line. So any solution in that yellow region on y is less than or equal to negative 5x plus 4, or within the yellow shaded region, but not on the dotted line, would be a solution to this system. Okay? All right, so that is how you graph a system of linear inequalities. Hopefully that was helpful. Have a great day.